Hello, no, they're on the internet. I'm Jack of all trades, and we're here for Star Wars: The Bad Batch Season 3. Oh, okay, I'm a little bit late to the party. I believe when they dropped this initially on Disney Plus, it was the first 3 episodes all at once, so that's what I'm watching today. I am marathoning through, and this video is going to be a highlights reaction compilation of my reaction to the first 3 episodes. Then I'm going to do 4 and 5, if that's what's out by the time I get that far. And then after that, it'll be 1 episode at a time through to the end of the season. Or if they double drop or triple drop episodes as we go, I will react to them as such. So, last time. Last season was a lot. Season 1 was good with a lot at the end. Season 2 was a lot throughout, with more kid-feeling fillery episodes. The tech not pod racing episode, Riot Racing, felt fillery, but again, that was giving Tech more screen time and more character development, so it hurt all the more when he died at the end. Which I really liked Tech. I think he's a bit of a fan favorite, especially after season 2. I do think he's dead, though. As a somewhat successor to the Clone Wars, some clones gotta die, guys. I will be happy to be proven wrong, but I'm going into this assuming Tech has died, and that's not going to be a fake out. Omega and Crosshair are locked up in Mount... I think it begins with a T. And fucking Dr. Hemlock's there. Omega's sister is there. There's a lot of questions as to what's going on there. Scorch is there with Hemlock, and they're covering up the Zillo Beast clone that they have. There's a lot going on. I'm assuming it is Palpatine clone, M-count, Force-sensitive cloning stuff. I assume, much like they teased in a bit of Mandalorian, but then turned out to be Moff Gideon doing it, but still that's a precursor to Palpatine doing it post episode 6. I think that's where they're going with this. I may be completely wrong with that. We'll see. And yeah, if you want to see my reaction to the trailer for Season 3, because I saw that, I mean, yeah, I'm going to be discussing spoilers that I know from the trailer throughout this video. Ventress is back, so let's see how that plays into things. Fee is back, bloody Cad Bane's back, Fennec Shand is back. A lot of our recurring characters are recurring, so it'll be fun to see what happens with all them. Right, without any further ado, 3, 2, 1, play.
When have we ever followed orders?
And text death. Are we going to start with that scene again? No. Okay.
I'd like to keep it that way.
Pull off this heist, and you can buy your freedom.
Bit of a recap. Okay.
It's cute you think that.
Which is good, because it's been a while since I've watched. I haven't rewatched Crosshair, Cody. Yeah, there's Rex's like team as well as a faction. I loved that episode. Like, this show, the Bad Batch isn't peak Star Wars, but it has odd episodes, like that one following Crosshair, and the previous one following Crosshair and Cody, that are like standouts. Oh, Saw. I forgot he was last season. Yeah, Sid betrayed them. I forgot that. Yeah, but I'm expecting this to drop us in right where we left. Well, right where the trailer started anyway, with some sort of mission on the side of that, stealing that vehicle, driving along the rocky cliff face. Okay. Tantus? Is it Mount Tantus, the mountain? Yes! Not pre-watched, not pre-watched, sorry. I was just taking my time trying to remember it there. Wow. I can't believe I said that right before they did. I'm curious the purpose of this cold open. Because I cannot currently think of it tying into anything we know. Ooh.
If they're past the perimeter, then they're as good as dead.
Hmm. So the fauna on this planet is aggressive, it's hostile, so can we do something to shut down the perimeter that will get them to attack the base, perhaps? That would be a strategy of the Bad Batch could use, well, Echo, Hunter, and Wrecker could use, but for Omega and Crosshair getting out, potentially, that's just an extra obstacle.
Good morning, Omega. How are you feeling today?
Give us your name, please.
I want to leave. Prison?
I'm sure it was said, but I don't remember.
You are no such thing.
Who are you? You can't just tell us that you're her sister and leave it at that. Boba was an unaltered clone. Alpha, debatably, you could argue for calling him. But Boba's an unaltered clone. Omega is unaltered in the aging way, but is... yeah, a girl. Crosshair. She seemed surprised to see him, but he didn't even register. He is walking with other clones, very slouched over. But she, Omega's sister, seems isn't altered. Well, isn't unaltered in aging. She has aged faster, if she is a clone. I thought you were here for not to help Nala say this.
You're
A hostage.
A clone like me.
Mm-hmm.
How come I never saw you on Camino?
Okay.
Because I was sent elsewhere. Until Dr. Hemlock took me under his wing. He saw potential in me. Like Nala Say sees in you.
Why were you taken
I
elsewhere?
never knew that I had a sister. It's nice not being alone.
Like, why though?
Head to the lab. Nala Say is expecting these.
We've got all of our season 1 theories of Omega as a Force-sensitive clone. And now the Empire has a sample of her blood. Which conceivably would have been on file at Camino anyway. If it was of incredibly high import, they probably would have taken it with them from Camino beforehand. Well, before bombing it.
Emery said it was routine.
Emery, yeah. Ooh, did she delete it? Yeah.
You just
Oh.
No one. It is safer this way.
this research.
The Empire seeks the reproduction of a genetic M count.
Uh-huh.
The experiments
Confirmed.
have yet to yield the desired result.
Okay.
What specimens? You mean the clones?
No, not clones.
How nice to see you reunite.
Not the clones of Django, anyway. Right?
Sure.
So I get we're trying to genetically clone M count so that Palpatine can have a Force-sensitive body and all that down the line. So we can have one of his clones, one of his strand casts, so that whole process can work. That's what we're working towards here. What is the Zillo Beast for? Omega's very important in this process. And what is in the vault? And why is Crosshair here? Why are we taking samples from clones of Jango Fett? I don't get that either. Lots of questions for them to answer this season. Okay, very high security for this room. But whatever it is, Nala Say is trusted with knowledge of it. I don't recognize these creatures. What you working on, kid?
I betcha.
Oh, she's making a friend who doesn't
Still
eat.
won't eat the food, huh? I don't blame you. Here, I saved you some of mine.
Oh,
One of us.
Not every clone is your ally. You trust too easily.
Maybe you don't trust enough.
both statements are true. And we know what happened to the last clone he trusted. That was the best episode of that season. And I don't know what sort of food it is Omega's eating. Oh my god! Oh! Making her a little touca. If it weren't... Oh my god, there's the time skip. Jesus. There's the time skip.
Let's begin.
She looks so different. Okay. We've been doing this for a few months at this point.
K9X1! Hurry!
So is it Betcha or Batcher? Like, Bad Batch. Batcher.
It's not so bad. I dressed Batch's wounds as best as I
Oh, she still just comes to talk to
could.
him.
Bite me. That's progress, right? If she doesn't get better
Even if he
soon,
doesn't answer.
maybe I can steal a med kit from the lab and see if there's anything I can use.
He's still getting like his headaches. Or
What is your primary
he's just
objective?
fed up with her talking.
Escape?
They do a great job with like, the Foley and the sound effects making this place feel cold and drafty just with that wind in the background. That light rumbling.
Don't risk anything for me.
Oh, that's
I belong in
a
here.
great shot. His model in that better lighting looks so good. Like, look at that! That was... I almost feel like that's a different model. That's a larger, higher fidelity model of his head, just for that shot. Oh, it looks so good.
Bring it here.
Oh, come on.
We've been over this before, Omega.
It's a pile of straw.
We have work to do.
It's a handful of straw. It's the shit you literally just leave lying on the floor down there. Come on. That's like, oh, you made a dust bunny out of actual dust. You've like gathered the dust in your room and shaped it into something. No personal belongings. Ooh.
The Emperor should be pleased we accomplished a successful transfer.
Not when the M count was severely diminished in the process. If we do not match or exceed the specimen's original count, it is a failure.
It's progress though. If that's the first attempt,
I'll have to reconsider the
you should
freedoms I've given
take that in
your
stride.
I would hate to think you were intentionally delaying this advancement.
You should not question my loyalty to science, Doctor.
Of course. And we shall soon see if the Emperor is as understanding as I am.
Going to try and set them free, or at least Batcher.
Security alert incoming.
Omega. She's got a weapon now.
Security.
Stun baton, but a weapon's... Okay, she's dropped it.
Go on!
Are these hounds... Are they... Actually, are they Corellian hounds? I don't think so. There's more of like a crest going on, but similar build actually.
Breaking
Hmm.
the rules, I see.
Are they the same creatures that attacked those
Releasing a
TK
weakling
troopers,
into the
or
wild. I didn't know you were so cruel.
Lurkahound?
You need her. She won't work for you if you hurt me.
Hmm.
Of course, I'm not gonna hurt you, Omega. Your friend in the detention block, however, may not be as fortunate.
Don't put Crosshair. He didn't do anything.
I did have plans for CT-9904 despite his resistance to re-education, but I am willing to make a few sacrifices.
I have to assume Hemlock and Emery were keeping a closer eye on Omega anyway, that when the droid called for security, they were the ones that showed up. This wasn't what I was expecting from episode 1 of this season. Like, at all.
Way.
She still got it. I can see it in her hand.
Please,
She's still got your plushie.
go.
Okay. Interesting. Aww. Thatcher's still out there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Rows of 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 13 on top of that. And that's where we end off episode 1. Okay. Let me just open up a calculator quickly. Because I am terrible at maths. Or at least mental maths. Give me a pen and paper and maybe even graph paper so I can get measurements correct. I'm good at like geometry and figuring things out that way, but not just straight numbers. It was 5 rows of 30 days plus 2 batches of 5, so 10, looks like 13 around 2 roughly, so she's been there 163 days. Getting towards half a year. Assuming she's still keeping track. I think she was. And didn't just give up counting at a certain point. Yeah, not at all what I expected from episode 1. I was expecting us to be following Hunter and Wrecker and Echo, and then we'd cut and get like an episode of this, of Omega. During the, I expected one of the first 3 to be that, probably the 3rd. But no, that being how we open the season is good. It shows us a lot more of Mount Tantus and what's going on there without giving us any solid answers. But that place has been such not I wouldn't say a mystery, but such a question mark just from the last season. That now getting to see more of the inner workings of it was enlightening in terms of the day-to-day what's going on there, but we still don't understand. We know what's happening. We don't understand what's happening and why it's happening fully yet. Or even how. Well, some of how. Okay, right. And I'm going to dive into episode 2 now. Paths Unknown. 3, 2, 1, play. Paths Unknown, a much more triumphant... Ooh. Not quite triumphant sounding theme with the horns here. I don't recognize this environment.
Who dare summon me here and question
Ooh.
my loyalty?
Deveronian.
Charges against me are false!
Stop wasting our time, Captain. Confess to your crimes and we may show mercy.
Ooh, female Deveronian.
Your accomplices have been captured.
Could my brain's like, is this Clancy Brown's Deveronian character from Mandalorian? But seemingly fell to death. Ooh, a pike. Ooh, and the Bad Batch. Just Hunter and Wrecker. Oh, look at the armor Wrecker.
The mercenaries we discussed.
the skull face painting on the helmet is almost just completely like obscured and grayed with the rest of the metal now.
Impressive. Your willingness to cross the pikes shows how desperate you are. Tell me,
I suppose.
why is the intel you've requested of such value to you? Take what you came for and go before my generosity runs out.
Whose voice is that? Is that familiar with that line? Similarly, I feel like I'm meant to recognize the sun, but I don't, but I feel like I should. I mean, it's Star Wars. It's such a vast, like, universe and canon. Oh, they got his goggles! There's gonna be things I catch and things that I miss. A lot of things I miss, even things that I know I will miss. And I mean, I'd like them to find... I'd like them to find the right planet early on. But I feel like... This isn't the first place they've looked, but from what we're being presented in the season, there's no way they find this place first try. I like the unique plants. It's simple, like, overgrown jungle with some unique looking things. What happened here?
Whoa. That's Hemlock's lab.
An old one?
They destroyed it. Another orbital bombardment.
But
Oh.
Omega, if she was here,
We don't know if she was.
Could that be the site that Hemlock's assistant? I keep forgetting her name. Begins with an E. We just got it last episode again.
We're not alone.
The girl Omega's sister. This could be the site that she's from. Natives.
Drop your weapons.
Also,
the beat stick, kid.
Wrecker.
the accent.
They're
Yeah,
Regs.
yeah, they're clones.
We're clones. Same as you.
You don't look like clones. They must be 99s. Defectives.
Is it Daniel Logan again? It sounds like young Boba.
Doing out here.
What's it look like? Surviving. Or trying to.
It's totally, they totally got him back. Oh, that's brilliant.
Finish us off. Stick to the trail. Follow our steps. And don't touch the vines.
Okay. Is it a upside down Vecna situation with the vines, or? Wrecker.
Stop.
Ooh. Big tentacle looking.
Don't fire! It gets hostile when you shoot.
You mean it's not already hostile?
No! Slow the vines. The Empire made it. It's some kind of experimental weapon until they lost control of it. Probably why they ordered a base Delta Zero on their own facility. We'll be safe on the crag.
Okay.
The slither vines haven't spread there. Yet.
Yeah, just another clone. Another rag.
Clones. We found them by the Overlook.
Let me hear his voice again.
Place you got here.
What do you want?
We're looking for
That's Daniel Logan.
Real name Hemlock. Her name's Omega.
Never saw a girl around the lab.
Yeah, yeah.
But I know Hemlock.
Okay.
He was in charge. Until things changed. One day the Imperials started packing up and shipped out. So we made our move and escaped.
Oh, it's so him.
The only ones who made it up were the bombardment.
The first two, I'm like, yeah, I hear it. That is Mox's, absolutely.
We've lost people too.
That's so good.
We can take you to someplace safe, but we need to find out if Omega was here or where Hemlock took her. There has to be some intel in that base.
One of the control room panels was still intact during our last scout. I tried to use it to send a signal, but there was no power.
Can you take us there?
No way. That area is covered in slither vines.
Mm.
It's toxic. Stack's right. Going near those ruins is a suicide mission. You're on your own. They need help, Mox.
Mox is just an older clone. But not like most of those actively in service.
You know the risk of going down there.
Well, formerly in service. Okay.
And I thought he was the smart one. I can get you inside the ruins, but you won't be able to get anything from the console without a power source.
We got that covered. Just need to grab something from our ship.
Gonky, right?
One of these on a mission.
Oh.
A lot's changed.
I don't fancy this kid's odds. Gonky! I love that he's just got this big harness for him. Oh, it's brilliant. Oh. Of the 4 characters here, tentatively classing Gonky as a character, but he's a part of the batch. Yeah, this kid's the one most likely to die. Oh. Oh, I don't like that. I like this a lot more than just the Empire bombed the site to bury the lead, to get rid of any evidence left behind of what they were up to, but rather, we made this experiment and it got out of control. We're bombing this place. My eyes are just scanning the ground in every shot, and like looking for a vine, looking for something they're gonna step on. Oh. This is a good, different, and new sort of monster in Star Wars. There's a lot of like tentacle creatures. Like, we've had our Dianogas before, but our Raftars and Sarlaccs to a certain extent. This massive, great vine-like thing. Okay. I'm assuming we didn't get all the info we wanted, or even all the info we could, but we've got enough to give us a lead, at least, I hope. Okay. You're all good? Hunter? I can see us potentially losing another member of the batch this season, but not in episode 2. Whoa, there's the rest of it. Or more of it, the mouth at least, the maw. Oh, that's some Pirates of the Caribbean Kraken shit there. Nice, nice. I was worried we were gonna drop Gonky. Oh, I hate that it's like pulling itself up. I was gonna say, did you arm any of those? Oh, that's satisfying. Great sound effect. Nice. Ooh, did I kill it? Okay, it's still screaming in pain. It's still alive. Let us never return to this planet again.
Mention of a sector, but nothing more. It's a lead.
That narrows it down.
A lot of space to cover.
That's where Omega is.
It's a lot less space than you had previously. Take that as a win, buddy. Come on.
We'll drop you 3
One step at a time. I so want the Dad Batch to just save Omega and retire. We tried that last season, it didn't work, but that's so what I want. Okay, right. Episode 1 was slow but important. Episode 2, in the nicest way I can say this, felt like an episode of The Bad Batch. Where, as these characters I like, going to a new planet, finding new characters that I warm up to. There's some deeper cut Star Wars references there. That's fun. And there's a new monster on that planet, and we have this little mission, we get what we need, and we go. That feels like a Bad Batch episode, but the monster was great, the setup, and, like, I can see this being a really cool mission in a Star Wars first-person shooter game. Like a good sort of horror alien one with all these vines and everything, and the little skittering ones, and the larger vines, and the larger creature itself sort of pulling in the mouth and everything. Oh, that was good. This was a good episode. I enjoyed this, but it felt, from the first two, this feels like we're back into the Bad Batch, and I enjoy the Bad Batch, so that's not a complaint. Okay, let me just check how much memory I've got before continuing on to the next one. Yeah, we can manage the next one. Okay. So, let me just let it load as we get on to episode 3, Shadows of Tantus. Okay, back already. I mean, maybe. I was expecting it to take a while to save Omega and Crosshair, but again, from my trailer reaction and my own theories, I think they're going to get out by themselves and then meet up with the Batch. Well, the Batch is kind of split. We've got Echo off working with Rex. We've got Crosshair and Omega in Tantus, locked up, basically prisoners. Not even basically, just ass prisoners, lab experiments, kind of. Tech's dead, and then we've got Gonki, Hunter, and Wrecker together. We're split into a few groups, and it feels weird referring to any one of them as the Batch. But Wrecker and Hunter, yeah, we'll meet up with them after they escape. Is that going to be this episode? Maybe. Let's find out. If it is, I wasn't expecting it to be this early in the show. But the episode referring to Tantus in the title, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'll be surprised. Right? And then that gives us a lot of time to deal with the fallout of everything that's going on, and that happens during a breakout in the rest of the season, which I'm very on board with. So, without any further ado, Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 3, the last episode of the 3-episode premiere. 3, 2, 1, play. Ooh, one of those troopers. The serial number sounded off trooper. Ah, is that what they're re-educating them here to become? Yeah. That makes sense. I'm pretty sure I thought of that last season. But just didn't click till just there.
Something's different.
Yeah, a lot more troopers.
I'm not certain. You don't know? The doctor will inform me if it's necessary.
Fear in the transfer of
Unexpected
this
guest
sample.
is arriving shortly.
Ooh,
Nalase and I will be indisposed until he departs.
Palpatine.
In her absence.
As you wish, Doctor.
Ah,
I
so
will begin testing the latest sample.
yeah.
That is unnecessary. I will see to them when I return.
Dr. Carr is quite capable of handling such matters.
Emery Carr, that's it, Emery Carr.
Is everything in order?
Scorch.
Affirmative. The shuttle has left the orbital station, and the coordinates were transmitted.
Additional V-wings standing by to escort his vessel to the base.
It's definitely Palpatine, that's his thing.
Omega, listen carefully. If Emery tests your sample, you will be in danger. You must flee this facility before it is too late. Wait.
I love the, like, sing-song voice.
Yes. Project
Nalase, come along.
Ooh, what's the project called? Necromancer?
to the lab.
Okay, so it's the last one that's going to be tested. So if the pattern holds, that's going to be end of the day. You need to get out today.
Hemlock said there's a guest arriving. Who is it?
It's best not to ask questions. I can handle things here. Go. I'll check on you later.
Grab and go, grab and go, grab and go. Roll stealth, come on. Oh, we're halfway there already? Oh god. Because they're gonna have confirmation of whatever they're after, presumably, or at least Nalase thinks they will. When that happens, they're gonna want Omega even more. Oh, they could steal the ship! They could steal this ship after the special guest gets off. Oh, big formal greeting. This is Palpatine, I remember this in the trailer. Yeah, Imperial Guards! Oh, look at that cloak.
Emperor, your presence is an honor.
I have been most eager to see the progress.
Oh, that voice!
Doctor.
Well, we've had a success in that we've managed to make a clone with an M count. It's just been a lot lower than the original donor, I guess.
Quadrupled our providing alteration and testing of much larger assets.
I have need of such grand designs. However, that is not the reason why I am here.
And that's in reference to last episode's base and everything that happened there.
Project Necromancer.
Yeah. See, Dave Filoni is spending his entire time working on these Star Wars TV shows to justify that fucking line in Episode 9. Somehow Palpatine returned. That is what he has been doing this whole fucking time. That's been like the joke. Oh my god, Omega, no! Oh! That has been like the joke. But that's legit what's going on. It's not the sole reason for these shows' existence, but that's like the overarching plot. That's what we're doing. That's... Wow. I hope we see what's in the vault, and we see, along with Palpatine, him being shown the clones and everything of himself.
And you're coming with me.
How are you gonna do that?
You'll see.
That shout, Crosshair! Set to stun. Again, we're seeing it. The transition from clones to TK to ultimately Stormtroopers. Just how much worse they are. We've got another gun there. Yeah, good. Grab it. Good. Okay. Now we just need to get to a hangar and get a ship, and we're golden. As long as we don't get shot down on the way out by guards or while in the ship.
Stop talking.
I told you.
Why this was not the day to wing an escape.
Thanks for the reminder, but I think we're past that point.
Oh.
Your hand's getting worse, isn't it?
It's fine.
It's bad for a sharpshooter.
Know a shuttle we can use? It crash landed outside the perimeter back when I first came here.
How does a crashed shuttle help us?
Yeah.
Comms are still functioning.
Ooh.
We can contact Hunter and Wrecker.
And how do we get
That is an idea.
Follow me.
I like that. That's good. Good working with the story. Oh. And it's almost like a temple down here. All the red. It's very Sith.
You can see these specimens are well guarded.
Snoke, 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 Snoke. Come on.
However,
Come on.
with more time,
Or his grandson.
additional
Or
resources,
clone that's Rey's dad.
that we will have a successful M-count replication.
There is nothing of greater importance to secure the future of this empire accomplish this goal,
Show us who's in this tube.
we'll have it.
Come on. Show us who's in this tube. Come on, come on, come on. Ah! It's either another Sheev, or it's the clone son, or it's Snoke.
This is for your own good.
Too late, she pressed the button. Too late.
We have to go.
Yeah. Good idea taking the data pad as well. He's returning to his shuttle.
It is imperative that this facility remain hidden and secure. There are many, even within our own ranks, who would consider much of your work an abomination.
Oh, I was gonna say like Sith paranoia, but
They lack
that's true.
the vision
That too.
that we possess.
If I am appointed the scientific minister, I would strive to bring unleashed glory to all divisions of the Imperial Science Corps.
Bold ask. So Hemlock's doing this for like political position? And science, but yeah. Oh, Scorch got the message. That was good timing, Scorch. If you told us that while Palpatine was still here, oh, I don't want to see that tantrum. I've just noticed. Oh, faster, faster! Come on, sprint!
We're in here. Move faster.
I just noticed with Nalise's outfit, it's the same color scheme and design, well, color scheme and like uniform as everyone else's outfits here, but it's still like
Great.
the same structure as their Kamino and garb,
Follow the flight path.
which is strangely respectful of a heavily humanocentric
What happened?
empire.
Catch patrols and release the Lurkus.
Omega only domesticated the one, but the others might know not to bite the hand that feeds them. Might.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that sound. Oh. Okay. They didn't steal a shuttle to get out, though. And what were those shots in the trailer, I wonder?
How good. The killer hounds.
I so wanted him to say who let the dogs out. I'm sorry. Ooh.
Cross here.
Still got our guns. Oh. Hello, beastie. Oh. Okay. Okay. It's like a not quite saber-tooth bear cat thing. I'm sure Wikipedia will have a page for it by now. Okay. Oh, okay. 3 samples to go.
Oh, it's not working. Comms are completely dead.
So we've got to commandeer one of these shuttles.
And we're not done yet.
Nice.
Did they teach you Plan 72?
Tech had me memorize all the plans.
Aww.
Of course he did.
And I might... Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure neither of them know the tech's dead yet. Super Commandos and TK Troopers. One is scary for the numbers, and the other is scary because they're Super Commandos. Oh, damn it, Crosshair. I feel bad for him.
Hello.
I said stand down.
Batcher! Nice! Crosshair! I feel like that armor was a touch weaker than it has been before, but okay. Okay. And Omega knows how to fly. Yep, because she's had lessons from Tech. It's cheesy that you've trained them to come when called, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take a new member to the batch. They're not replacing Tech, but I'll take a new member to the batch. Okay, yep. One to go. Nope, camera's focusing on it. This is it. They're gonna know now as well that Nalase was cheesing it up till now. Because I've been taking Omega samples this whole time. Oh. The ship's gonna crash, as we saw it in the wreckage of it in the trailer.
Don't shoot them down.
What?
The clone sample supported a positive M count transfer with no degradation from the specimen.
CT-9904 was ruled out long ago.
Yeah.
It's Omega.
Call them off.
But sir, they're escaping.
Stand down. We need her alive.
Yeah. Not just as a bargaining chip anymore. I'm curious if this was intended from Season 1. Okay, they're off-world. Yeah, it's been a theory since Season 1 that Omega's possibly a Force-sensitive clone, but at minimum, something about her DNA or her blood supports a positive M count cloning transfer. Let me jump back and just see what the exact line was from Emery.
What?
The clone sample supported a positive M count transfer with no degradation from the
Positive M count transfer with no degradation from the specimen. Okay. Right. Wow. Okay. So, yeah, that's where we're left off for the 3-episode premiere of The Bad Batch. I am watching this a week, possibly 2 weeks after the fact. But as I say, I will catch up to then be doing weekly reactions the week that the new episodes are released until the end of this show. Which, again, as far as I'm aware, is the end of the series, is my understanding, that this is the final season of The Bad Batch. I could see, with the full resources of the Empire, Hemlock going after the Batch when they all reunite to try and get Omega back via the Empire. I can see them hiring some familiar faces, some bounty hunters, and that's how we get Cad and Fennec and possibly Asajj back in as well. Right. I don't have much to say in the wake of that episode. I think I said everything I wanted to during it, and the same for the previous two. I'm in. I'm looking forward to the next one. Episode 4 is currently out, so I might tomorrow watch episode 4, just to keep this train going a little bit longer, before then having to wait for 5 and the rest of the episodes to drop week by week. Although, again, it wouldn't surprise me if they do like 2 episodes 1 week or something like that. There's a like mid-season 2-parter or 2-part finale or something. Yeah. The Bad Batch is back. I've been Jack of all Trades. Thank you so much for watching, and until next week, bye.